My name is Jerry. I met Kaz in 2005, and soon after we started playing tournaments across Western Canada, from Vancouver to Saskatoon and Alberta. I had the pleasure to meet his family, wife Akita, two daughters Janet and Emily, and his son Daniel. Kaz as a table tennis player was very unique because of his style of play. When he played against opponents half of his age, you couldn't notice a difference. He was so fast, speed of movement, and his consistency was a key to beating. Kaz was a unique person too, always in good mood, always friendly and happy. There is no words to describe it. To make it short, I would say if all people in the world were like in half as good as Kaz, the world would be different, in better place for everyone. So Kaz will always remember you. Thank you.
My name is Kevin Float, and really my only connection with Kaz with Kaz and Fuki as a team at this table tennis club. And it's hard to explain, but they made you want to be better players. They encourage you to be better. And even though my ass was regularly kicked by Kaz, he did it with a smile and a laugh. And it didn't bother me at all because I knew it was making me a better player. And really my connection was perhaps maybe 3 hours a week for perhaps 10 weeks of the year. But Kaz and Fuki just had a huge impact on me. And Jerry, I think you said it very well. If people could be half as welcoming and fun-living and open as Kaz, it'd be a better world. Yeah, so thank you.
Hello, my name is Hector Carcamo. I had the pleasure to meet Kaz and Fuki in, I think it was late November 2006. That year, my wife Rosa, who is here, she as a birthday present, she gave me a new table tennis racket because I had one for about 20 years and it was all worn out. So that was my birthday present. And then I asked Ki Ao, we worked together at the research station. I asked him, do you know of a table tennis club in town where I could go and improve my skills? And sure enough, he took me to the downtown, the south side. And I immediately noticed Kaz and Fuki there playing, and they were all very welcoming to me and my friend Jose. Then they also told me about this club here in the north side, and I started coming, and I had so many fun memories of them. I'll share a few of them and some of the things that I learned about Kaz during the long trips when we went to tournaments. We went to Saskatoon, to Edmonton a few times, and those trips are quite long. So you get to ask people some strange questions and learn some interesting things about them. So I'll share a few of those. But one thing I remember that Fuki said, oh, because as we know, these table tennis clubs are for senior citizens, and when I joined the club, I was a little bit younger. Then she said, you looked a little bit young to be in the seniors club, but then she asked me how old I was, and I thought, then he said, when you're a senior, you're going to be such a good player, she said. And, somehow this is not quite happening yet. I think my skills are still staying stuck, but Fuki was always very positive and very encouraging. I used to spend a lot of time with Fuki, just kind of practicing rallies, going back and forth, and she was very, very patient and very keen to learn, and I always admire that in Fuki. One thing that I will always remember when I tie my shoelaces, because I was always having problems with my shoelaces becoming untied. And then she said, "Oh, Hector, I'm going to show you a trick how I tie my shoelaces." And then she showed me this special way. This is how I do it now, and they never become untied. If you guys have trouble with your shoelaces, I can show you that. This is Fuki's way of tying her shoelaces, so that's something that we can remember Fuki about. About Kaz, I'll tell you some of the things that I learned on these long trips with Kaz. We were driving with Jerry and Kaz to Saskatoon one year, and I drove for a while. I don't know how Jerry allowed me to drive. He usually hogs the wheel because he likes to speed at 150 kilometers an hour all the time. But anyway, I was driving and Kaz was beside me, and I asked Kaz, "How did you get into table tennis, Kaz?" And he said, when I first came to Canada, he said, Akimi told me that in the winter there's hardly anything to do in the winter in Canada. And, we all agree with that. Then he said, she suggested that they should buy a ping pong table, and they used to live in a small apartment, so they had to rearrange the living room and put the ping pong table there and play. So if you didn't know it, this is how Kaz got into table tennis, because Akimi suggested it to him. So, kind of interesting. Something that I will remember Kaz, I guess every time I play against Jerry, we have this running rivalry with Jerry here, and I asked Kaz for advice on how can I beat Jerry, Kaz, and he said, "Well, Hector, many times you let your chance get away from you because he's giving you these chances to smash him. Don't give him easy balls. Smash the ball fast and hard." And well, it's easy to do when you're Kaz, who is so consistent and precise. We cannot, I guess we're still in shock about what happened, and this is such a tragic event. As Jerry said, Kaz looked more like a teenager when he was playing table tennis. He could jump from 5 meters away from the table and be right there to hit the ball when you were trying to do a drop shot. And I think during the funeral, is it Emily who gave the service? Emily mentioned that some people refer to Kaz as Superman, and that's exactly the way I was describing Kaz to everybody. And he didn't look like a mortal person. He didn't look like he was the person who was going to have this kind of flying accident. I guess we don't know when we're going to die, and it happens. We're going to miss them a lot. Thanks.
My name is Ed. My wife and I have been here for 3.5 years. We moved from Vancouver area, and I have known Kaz a number of years because my wife's mother was here, and every time we came here for a visit, we visited the church that he attended. So the church, Kaz and I together, and also I had no connection with the table tennis club, but we spent a lot of time together fishing. And Kaz is a perfectionist. Whatever he did, he really wanted to do very well, and as you guys have attested to that, table tennis, he wanted to do the best. And fishing, he wanted to do the best, and he liked to invite people to come with him fishing. One of the reasons that he wanted to teach us how to fish, and I have learned a lot of things, but another ulterior motive that he had was that when he had more people with him, then he could catch more fish. And we would go, and he would catch about 15, 16, and we, Tokyo including, maybe we got 1 or 2 each. But, when there are 6 of us, that lake you can catch 30 fish. And that's what he liked. And unfortunately, because I'm a Christian and I tried to get him to get into the Bible, but he said, I'm a perfectionist. And he said, unless I can really get into it, that I don't want to get into it. And he said, between fishing and the table tennis and a couple other things that he was doing, that because he didn't think he had enough time to really devote to get into the Bible, that he really didn't get into the Bible, which was very, very unfortunate. As for Fuki, I met her when I came here, and amazing woman she is, 75 years old and going ice fishing with the boys, and we had to treat her like a lady, but otherwise, she wanted to be one of the boys, but she also wanted to be treated like a lady. So she would come here, and she would stand at the door, and you gotta go, but she was a very unique person. I think she was a person of her own, and very well, I think she was quite well educated and very well mannered. A little bit selfish perhaps, but excellent person, and we really enjoyed fishing. Now Tokyo has lost two of his best friends. Kaz and Fuki were probably the closest friend that Tokyo had. And I'm a bit concerned about him. So, if you could keep your eyes on him and encourage him, that would be great. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Tokyo Hori. Been a teacher for many years, but even this kind of speaking still baffles me a bit. Anyhow, this will be the 20th year that Fuki would have been in Canada. She came in '94. And she has unusual history. She was a concert pianist originally. And she got married. Husband died at 50, so she had to do some work. So she went back to university, took her teaching degree. And originally when she came over here, the Japanese government had her teach teachers of Japanese, not just students, but teachers of Japanese language. Started in Toronto and then came out here. Taught at Winston Churchill for a few years. Then got a chance to go to the university, and it just pinned money for her. And they seem to have difficulty replacing her because of her qualifications and the level that she's teaching at. Anyhow, I met her in '95, and that's the year I retired, and I took her with two friends of ours to Blairmore, and they had a table tennis table there. So we played Kinnikinnock, and that was her beginning. Table tennis. And we played a few years, but maybe the last 15 years, I was no longer in the picture. She's playing with Kaz, going to tournaments and winning, and she's part of the group that's Canadian senior champion in Brockville, Ontario. They all went down there. Anyhow, one story I should tell you. We used to have tournaments here in, I think it was in the summer, April or July. I thought it was summer, but anyhow. We came separately and then went home separately and said, how'd you do, talk over the phone. Well, I got a gold, a silver, and a bronze. And I says, well, I tied you. I got a gold, silver, and bronze. But I did you one better. Went down 13th Avenue and between 15th and 16th Street is a playground zone. I got a ticket. I did you one better. She says, no, you didn't. I got a ticket to the same day on the way home. So we had a good laugh about that. Anyhow. Yeah, I'm going to miss her quite a bit because she's also my Japanese teacher and learning a little bit about the language, which I never did before. Kaz, I met him probably about maybe 10 years later, and I met him out fishing at Taro Lake. And people don't go to Taro Lake now because they had a drought there and the fishing is just terrible. But had a regular fishing group. Some of you know Yamada-san, he runs a Coco restaurant downtown. And Ed, myself, Dan Heland, another person that passed away on that fishing trip. And, well, Peter's come with us too. So we have a various group, and it's a good group. And it's hard to believe that this accident happened because for those of you that don't know him, Kaz was a very, very careful person, you know, never took chances. So I don't know what happened anyhow. But Kaz was my mentor in table tennis, fishing, and really taught me much about how to treat other people. And he was very patient, and to show you how patient he was, he showed me how to tie this knot around the back of my boat so it wouldn't flip off when I'm traveling on the highway. And you do it maybe once a week or twice a month, you forget. So I said, Ed, you're going to come with us, you better learn this knot. That's the price you pay for riding with me.
How many years have you been working on that one?
We've been working on it and working on it, and it's so difficult, and we still haven't managed it. You know, you can buy these new ones where they ratchet it up with a little mechanical device, but this is a Japanese knot. He just whips it around the boat, tail end, and ties it up, and it just stays so tight for so long that it's amazing. But he never seemed to get annoyed with me. He just showed me again. Anyhow, we will miss both of them, or all three of them. So, okay, thank you.
That was really good.